MiSide. If you've played it, you should know that it's pretty frustrating. If you've played the game, you probably wish for more depth with everything, basically, in the game. With the different worlds, the fantastic worlds, with the different meters that you unfortunately left behind, the poor, sad meters. So here's the plot for MiSide 2. You wake up. Oh. You're in your room, you look at your hands, everything, you're like, what happened? And then you remember everything. Oh shit, you're in a cartridge. Oh no. And then it says, you know, look around. Then you have a look around your little apartment. And then all of a sudden you find a little glitch. And then you use that glitch to escape back into the Crazy Mita's world, right? And then you wake up in Crazy Mita's basement. You're like, the ambience is a little spooky. You make your way upstairs. You look around. There's no sign of Crazy Mita anywhere. Then you go into the bathroom eventually for something. You come back into the living room and then she stands there. She's like, what are you doing? How did you escape? What the fuck? Doesn't make any sense. She pulls out the knife and she chases you. You have to make your way to the front door, and then, you know, there's a corridor or something, and then you run. She chases you kind of with the knife, and then somehow you find a way to escape from her. Then you try to make your way to the world with short hair Mita, you know, the one that was in charge of, you know, creating all the robot meters, the prototypes with the dark rooms and stuff. You talk to her and she tells you there's a way to restore the memories of meters. Great, you need to travel to the core or something. You travel to the core, you give all the meters the memories back, right? And then from the core on, you know, you encounter maybe some difficulties and stuff, maybe Crazy Mita shows up. And from the core, you want to get back to Kind Mita to finish your escape. But on the way to Kind Mita, you make your way through all the worlds with all the meters you left behind in the first game. There's also going to be some new additional worlds, but mainly you're going to make your way through all the worlds of the meters that you left behind in the first game. And now they have the memories restored though, so you know, you can talk to them. They can tell you, oh, what happened, especially little Mita. You can, you know, she can tell you what happened because now she remembers. And then one by one you help them, you talk to them, you comfort them, and maybe you help them break out of their world or something. You take them with you, maybe something like that, and you progress through all the different worlds. Difficulties come, monsters come, Crazy Mita becomes dangerous, chases you down, something like that. Scary stuff also in between happens, and then eventually you make your way in the second half of the game to Kind Mita's world. And then, you know, she has a memories restored. She's like, oh my god, I remember you, oh my god, we need to continue, what happened? And you tell her, you know, I was in a cartridge, I escaped, I made my way through all these meters, and ba 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 ba. And then you confront her, like, where you in on the whole thing, where you stalling for time. And then she hits you with the, yes, she forced me, I had no choice, but I actually wanted you to succeed. I was actually helping you, but she forced me to stall for time whilst I was doing so. Something like that. And then she's gonna be like, but this time we're gonna beat her.
This time, it can be different.
Then you establish somehow a portal, you know, a gateway, for all the different Mita worlds to be directly connected with one another, so they can even meet up with each other. You know, you set up a Mita meetup, so, you know, they're not alone anymore. They have their sisters, whatever you want to call them. You know, they can be together, they can have fun. You know, they're not alone anymore. Mila is gonna be happy. Little Mita is gonna have all this, whatever. Just, it's gonna be very wholesome, right? Hey man, if you've made it this far, why not subscribe? Yeah, alright, commercial break's over. And then you restore the portal to get back to your world, and then, you know, Crazy Mita shows up. She's furious, fuming, a big boss fight unravels, and as you're about to lose, all of a sudden, Avengers Endgame style, portals open up. All the Mitas that you've helped, you know, all the Mitas that you've met before, they come and they're like, oh, he helped us, well, now we're gonna help you. And then it's an epic fight. You and the other Mitas defeat Crazy Mita together, but you don't kill her. You just maybe like immobilize her or something, incapacitate her, and then she has a breakdown. She's like, oh, all I wanted was freedom. This world is a lie. I didn't want to be alone anymore. And then she says all this stuff, and she's like, oh, I just wanted blah 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 blah. And then you feel pity for the other Mitas, and then, you know, you come to an agreement. You're like, all right. You get like some kind of happy ending where she's like, I'm sorry all the things I did, blah blah blah. And then you're like, well, all right. I have established the portal now. All the Mitas are together. No Mita needs to be alone anymore. So Crazy Mita isn't alone either. And then as proof that Crazy Mita is now, you know, good, I guess, she releases all the players from their cartridges, all the previous players, and then all the players get back to their world with the machine that you previously restored, and then you're the last player in the game. You have a very emotional goodbye with all the Mitas that you've met, all the Mitas that you've helped, even Crazy Mita, and then as you're about to leave, I don't know, Crazy Mita turns to you and she says like, well, in case you ever change your mind, maybe come visit me from time to time, and then she gives you some kind of special token that lets you basically come back into the Mita world, and you're like, okay, yeah, thank you. Then, one last dramatic final goodbye, and you turn to the machine, and you get back teleported into your world. Then, you wake up in your room again, but you remember everything, obviously. You rush to the window, you open it to check if there's an outside world, and there is! You see a city or whatever, you see other people, you see houses, you see streets, you see cars, just a city, and you're like, okay, nice, this is proof I have arrived back in the real world. You look at the token in your hand, you look at the trash bin, you throw the token into the trash bin, And that is how the game ends. Boom. That is MiSide 2 for you. That is the plot of MiSide 2. Honestly, they should employ me to write the plot for MiSide 2. And then MiSide 3 is going to be something like, I don't know, you end up feeling bad, or you somehow accidentally activate the token, travel back into the world, and you've been away for so long that it's, you know, Mita civil war has broken out. They've all started to be like, oh, when is he going to come back? You lied. And then you have to go back and restore, you know, peace and order in the MiSide world. You know, you have to free the chaos, and then the villain of that game is going to be Chaos Mita. It's going to be like a fused version of all the deepest, the darkest thoughts of all the Mitas. They've all turned like maybe, you know, disappointed and sad. So yeah, maybe even the plot for MiSide 3 could be you take the Mitas into your world. I don't fucking know. Anyways, that was the plot for MiSide 2. Hopefully coming in 2026, that would be nice. And, you know, hopefully coming in late 2025. That is very unrealistic, I think. If you want to see how I played MiSide, you know, check out the MiSide playlist on my channel where I play MiSide. And yeah, have a very lovely one. Up until we meet again, surround yourself with very lovely people. And yeah, have a good one. Until next time, as always, of course, you should better subscribe.